empty. He stays at the left hand of the king of Raj, and with good advice he protects Lord Krishna, who is millions of times more dear to him than his own life. With great pleasure, let us offer our respectful obeisances to Subhadra. Hmm. Frightened that delicate Krishna may be hurt by the demons, Ambika performed severe austerities for many days to please Goddess Durga, who granted her a boon that her son Vijaya would become a powerful hero and able to kill many demons. May Ambika, Lord Krishna's nurse, protect us. Frightened that delicate Krishna may be hurt by demons, Ambika performed severe austerities for many days to please the goddess Durga, who granted her a boon that her son Vijaya would become powerful hero, able to kill many demons. May Ambika, Lord Krishna's nurse, protect us. Saying, "Where are the demons? With ease I shall shorten their lives." Vijaya calls so loudly his words are heard in millions of spiritual universes. Out of eternal affection for Krishna, Ambika instructed her son Vijaya to always stay near her child Krishna and protect him from the demons. I worship Vijaya, the son of Krishna's nurse, saying, "Where are the demons? With ease I shall shorten their lives." Vijaya calls out so loudly his words are heard in millions of spiritual universes. Out of maternal affection for Krishna, Ambika instructed her son Vijaya to always stay near the child Krishna and protect him from the demons. I worship Vijaya, the son of Krishna's nurse. The Lord chief priest of Rajapur, personification of all the Pura, is the personification of all the Vedas. Every day he chants mantras for the protection of each of Krishna's limbs. Every day he smells Krishna's. Every day he smells Krishna's hand, and every day he offers Krishna benedictions. I bow down and offer my respectful obeisances to Bhaguri Muni, the best of the sages. Sridham is the most expert and clever of the cowherd boys. He is the abode of intense love for Lord Krishna. Sridham is the most expert and clever of the cowherd boys. He is the abode of intense love for Lord Krishna. His complexion is dark, and he is proud that his qualities, age, clothing, and handsome features closely resemble that of Lord Krishna. If for a single moment he cannot see Lord Krishna, he trembles with anxiety. I completely take shelter of Sridham, the constant companion of Lord Krishna. Filled with deep love for him and anxious that they may be separated. Subal. Subal never, even in a dream, lets go of the hand of Sri Krishna, the moon of Gokul. The moon of Gokul. Oh, my Lord. Filled with deep love for him and anxious that they may be separated. Subal, never even in a dream, lets go of the hand of Sri Krishna. Let's go to the to let let's go to the moon of Gokul. Subal's heart is sprinkled with the waters of swiftly moving mountain stream of devotion to Sri Mati Radhika. Subal's heart is sprinkled with the waters of the swiftly. Subal's heart is sprinkled with the waters of the swiftly moving mountain stream of devotion. The swiftly moving mountain stream of devotion. To Srimati Radhika. I offer my respectful obeisances to Subal, whose body trembles with love for Sri Radha and Krishna. Offer my respectful obeisances to Subal, whose body trembles with love for Sri Radha and Krishna. Filled with deep love for him and anxious that he may be separated, Subal, never even in a dream, lets go of the hand of Krishna. Let's go of the hand of Krishna. The moon of Gokul. The moon, the moon, the moon of Gokul. The moon of Gokul. Krishna, the moon of Gokul. The moon of Gokul. Subal's heart is sprinkled with the waters of the swiftly moving mountain stream of devotion to Srimati Radhika. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to Subal, whose body trembles with love for Sri Radha and Krishna. Assembling the Surabi cows in one place, hand in hand, Krishna's friends play. Krishna's friends play and joke. For them, the ocean of pure love has washed away the mud of awe and reverence in Krishna's presence. Assembling the Surabi cows in one place, hand in hand, Krishna's friends play and joke. For them, the ocean of pure love has washed away the mud of awe and reverence in Krishna's presence. Let us take shelter, these boys, whose hearts, lives, and property are all placed at Lord Krishna's feet. Whose hearts, whose lives, and property are all placed at Lord Krishna's feet. The personified mellows of comedy, pure-hearted, eternally hungry, jubilant, and splendid Madhumangal daily induces the laughter of his two friends, Sri Radha and Krishna, with a host of comic speeches and gestures. With great devotion, let us at once bow down to offer our respect to Marumango, the joking friend of Lord Krishna, the moon of Vrindavan. Ooh. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Yeah. It's a pretty mellows day. It's a mellows day. I like mellows days. Mellows days. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Let's see. So, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. So, you want to read us something there, River? Do you feel up to it? Yeah? Okay. You're muted there.
I will try to read some, Maharaj. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jumping to paradise with YouTube. I guess you can do that, huh?
Is there anything in particular you want me to read?
Read Pastime with Pundarik Vijayanidhi. You know that one? Radhar. I forgot where that was. Somewhere in Legend.
Okay. I could just look.
Or actually, no, I changed my mind. How about chapter 5
Of the
Majjhima?
Majalila. Okay.
No, I mean chapter 4. Chapter 4.
Okay. Unlimited glories of Sri Nityananda. All glories to my wonderful, amazing spiritual master. All glories to his lotus feet, Srila Gaura Haridas, Bhakti-Vedanta. All glories to you for being for accepting me as your devotee and being my initiating devotee and initiating me onto this path of Krishna consciousness for eternity, so I may walk with God for eternity. All glories to you, Gaura Haridas, Paramahamsa Maharaj, Saint. All glories to your lotus feet for accepting the responsibility of being the Acharya of this age. All glories to you for propagating the movement of Prema Sankirtan. All glories to you for being the living, breathing, walking, dancing example of Lord Chaitanya's teachings. All glories to your lotus feet. I'm so grateful to your lotus feet, Maharaj, for having the opportunity to sit at your lotus feet every day and rest in the Lord. Just rest and be in the Lord. Oh, glory to you, Maharaj. You're so wonderful. You're so empowered. You were like, really like our Father, helping us grow up in Krishna consciousness with the Lord at our side. For being the living Bhagavad and using the Bhagavad books and the Lord inside together. The three musketeers. All glories to your lotus feet, my dear Guru. Sweet, sweet Guru. All glories to the Parampara, to Radha and Krishna, to the devotees in the Sangha, to all the devotees. Oh. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktapinda. All glories to all exalted personalities, past, present, and future. Please be here with me in this reading of the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Khanda, Chapter 4, the unlimited glories of Sri Nityananda. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the life and soul of all the living entities. May my memory constantly embrace his lotus feet. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the life and soul of all the living entities. May my memory constantly embrace his lotus feet. Within his heart, Lord Nityananda was certain that Sri Vishwambara who now stood before him was none other than his beloved Supreme Lord. Overwhelmed with bliss, Lord Nityananda Prabhu was stunned in ecstasy. Oh, he stared unblinkingly at the beautiful face of the Lord. Upon seeing the bewildering, beautiful form of the Lord, Nityananda wanted to taste the beauty of his tongue. Oh, drink the beauty of his with his eyes, embrace the beauty with his arms. Oh, and absorb the beauty with his nose. Upon seeing the bewildering, beautiful form of the Lord, Nityananda wanted to taste the beauty with his tongue. Nityananda wanted to taste the beauty with his tongue, drink the beauty with his eyes, embrace the beauty with his arms, and absorb the beauty with his nose. To everyone's astonishment, Lord Nityananda stood speechless, completely enchanted by the wondrous splendor of the Lord. Lord Gaurachandra is the super soul within everyone's heart. Therefore, he knew Lord Nietzsche. He knew Lord Nityananda's heart. And thus, Gaurachandra acted to reveal his hidden identity to Lord Nityananda and the depth of Nityananda's devotion to the Lord. Wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, flowers blue, Kanankara on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and the Vijanti garland. Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers as he entered the forest of Vrindavan. Beautifying it with the marks of his footprints. He filled the lotus, he filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips. And the coward boy sang his glories. The Lord indicated to Srivas Pandit to recite a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 10, chapter 21, verse 5. Srivas understood and immediately recited the slogan. Which described the beauty of Krishna. At that time, Krishna entered the forest of Vrindavan dressed as the greatest of dancers. A peacock feather was threaded into his crown. And his ears were decorated with hanging blue Kanankara flowers. His golden yellow dress glistened as he wore the effulgent Vijanti jewel around his neck. The land that carries the impression. The land that carries the impression of his lotus feet, the conch shell, disc, lotus, and club is Vrindavan, his place of transcendental pastimes. His transcendental place, pastimes, his place of transcendental pastimes. To his lips, he touched the flute, which filled with nectar. As he played an enchanting melody, at the same time, his coward boyfriend sang of his beauty and glory. Oh, oh. As soon as Nityananda Prabhu heard this verse, he fell down unconscious. While Lord Nityananda lay in ecstatic bliss, Lord Chaitanya exhorted Srivas Pandit, recite more, recite more. After some time, Nityananda Prabhu regained his external consciousness and began crying tears. I began crying tears of joy. The more he heard the verses, the more they inked his mad love for Krishna. His ecstatic roaring filled the universe and pierced through the covering of this material world. Lord Nityananda leapt up, and as he crashed down to the ground, everyone thought that the bones of his body were smashed. Seeing this, the Vaishnavas became very afraid and loudly uttered, Krishna, please save him. Krishna, please save him. Lord Nityananda rolled on the ground, his body covered with tears of love. Long and recurrent sighs escaped his mouth as he looked deep into Lord Vishwa's face. Lord Nityananda felt great ecstasy, and often he laughed aloud. Sometimes he jumped and danced. Sometimes he wrestled, and at times he hung his head quick. Lord Nityananda rolled on the ground, his body covered with of love. Long and recurrent sighs escaped his mouth as he looked deep into Lord Vishnu's face. Lord Nityananda felt great ecstasy, and often he laughed aloud. Sometimes he jumped and danced. Sometimes he wrestled, and at other times he hung his head quietly. Lord Gaurachandra and all the devotees began to enjoy seeing such total absorptionness in love of Krishna. It became impossible for the Vaishnavas to hold Nityananda Prabhu's when the devotees failed. Lord Vishnubar held Nityananda Prabhu in an embrace. As soon as Chaitanya embraced Nityananda, Nityananda immediately became still. The Lord, to whom he was absolutely surrendered, now embraced embraced him. Nityananda Prabhu allowed him to be held without endeavor. The Lord, to whom he was absolutely surrendered, now embraced him. Nityananda Prabhu allowed him to be held without endeavor. Lord Chaitanya flooded Lord Nityananda with ecstatic tears of love. The arrow of ecstatic love of Krishna had afflicted Nityananda, and Chaitanya held him just as Ramachandra had held Lakshman when he lay unconscious. Drained of all strength, both Nityananda and Chaitanya wept, overwhelmed with joy. The end of love between Chaitanya of the loving relationship between Ramachandra and Lakshman. When Nityananda came out of his ecstatic trance, all the devotees began loudly chanting Lord Hari's name. Now their lordship had been reversed. his pride as a son, and it's in Vishwamba's embrace. Oh, Gadanda was well aware of Nityananda's potencies, and the Supreme Lord Nityananda Prabhu knew the innermost thoughts of Gadaha Pandit. All the devotees were jubilant upon meeting Lord Nityananda, and their minds were steeped in thoughts of him. Yeah. The ecstasy that Vishwambara and Nityananda experienced in their meeting is impossible to portray through words. Found, but it is found but its fond expression in the courteous tears of joy from their eyes that drench the earth. Oh, beautiful. But it found expression in the courteous tears of joy from their eyes that drenched the earth. Oh. Lord Vishwambara said, "This is the most glorious day in my life." This is the most glorious day in my life. Today, I have seen the embodiment of loving devotion. But I'm just going to have to stop now, Maharaj.
Okay. Great reading. That was awesome.
Thank you, Maharaj.
That was really good. Yeah. Yeah, let's read a little bit from. I'll have Tom read a little bit, but I'm going to read something first here. Let's see. Intense, isn't it? Well, you want an intense relationship with Krishna. I'm getting it.
Yeah, I accept, Maharaj. Thank you.
Yeah. Yesterday there was a devotee. This guy, he's a Varnashram Dharma Acharya. Varnashram Dharma Acharya. I just let it out, man. I just speak my mind now. Just tell him like it is. And of course, and at first he wanted to cooperate. Oh, we should cooperate together. And so I said, okay, let's smoke him out. And so I just tell him, this. And oh, you're delusional. You're crazy. It all comes out, man. This is all. See, so that's basically what's inside. How am I going to cooperate with somebody like that? It's that they don't understand that this level. It's completely, like not in, they just it seems crazy to them, and that's what I've been dealing with Vaishnavas and ISKCON for years, and all of them, even Gaudiya Samiti. This appears crazy to them, and they all think they know all about devotional service. They know nada. This is it. What you see here is it, man. This is what the Lord was doing 550 years ago. And this is revived again, and they ain't stopping it now, man. You no. Uh-uh. It's a steamroller. They would like to. You see, they want that bullshit of that external bhakti to be preached forever. They just want rules, regulations, and make money off God. The same bullshit's been going on. Be name and fame, be important devotees and all that stuff. See, that ain't God, man. That's why God comes here to set things straight. That's why we're here, to also get things a little bit clear, straight. What is real devotional service? Mellows, tasting. So I'm going to read a little bit about that to show, to prove our points. See, we have the book Bhagavad. That's the glory of this. These guys, oh, you're delusional. What are you delusional? Hey, man, you're worshiping this Lord here. Why are you calling it delusional? This is reality. This is real stuff, man. All right. See, life's ultimate goal, love of God, and we'll continue where we left off. See, chapter 1. Matter of fact, I'll have Tom read it. You got your book out there, Chaitanya Charitamrita.
I can get it. The love of Godhead.
Chop, get it. Love of Godhead, chapter 23, Majalila. Yeah, Sim, the interruptions you're having must be on your side. It's perfect, working perfectly here for everybody, probably. Is if it could be just restart your computer and everything will, or phone, everything will be fine. Yeah. What a great privilege we have here, to teach this stuff, to relish these things, and to bring forth the highest thing that the Lord Himself brought here. What a great thing, huh? What a great seva, Even though the devotees don't understand it, it doesn't matter. They will. That's why see, we got Prabhupada's books now. Go ahead, Tom. Read. Read the verse number. Read verse number 1.
I offer my obeisances to Srila Garhidas and these wonderful, wonderful, wonderful devotees in this Sangha. Wow. All promoted to this wonderful, wonderful place of worship and living platform of worship.
When Jesus was here, it was a similar thing. And Lord Chaitanya, always similar thing, because it's such a high, deep level and very rarely given this consciousness. The teachers of the day thought they thought he was crazy, delusional. They always say the same thing: you're crazy and delusional. Same exact words come out. The same thing with Lord Chaitanya. They said he was crazy and delusional. They wanted to, they said, boy, just get rid of him, just drown him. He's a bad son. They're just bringing in a very high level frequency of consciousness, transcendental to all the modes of nature, even liberation, even Paramatma realizing. I mean, this is big stuff, man. It's not surprising people don't understand. Even in the spiritual realm of Vaikuntha, many of the worshippers in the liberated realm of Vaikuntha don't understand this kinds of mellows of Vrindavan. They're so intense and deep and beautiful. Powerful. So they did the same thing, and they didn't understand. But look now, everybody's gradually coming to understand that and enter. This is where this is going, and you can see at this time is a unique time because the consciousness is being driven into this, almost being forced into this level of awareness. This is like you hear these things they call a shift. You're talking about a shift and an awakening. A lot of people don't know what it means, but it's this kind of thing. Where everybody is raising their consciousness is being raised, the vibration, and we're part of this level here of vibration raising. People be caught up. You talk about being caught up in the spirit. See, we're already caught up, and we're going to be catching others up in this too. So they can, be, lifted above, that the frequencies of look at this fear and panic and anxiety and sickness. People getting sick now. Yeah. Even here, a lot of people are sick in this town. And, I look at the sky, they're dropping chemtrails like crazy every day, just like dropping the stuff all over the place. So not surprising. Who knows what there's in that stuff? What kind of ecstatic symptoms do Vaikuntha devotees have? Well, it's a more, I don't, because we're here now. But as what I hear as it's described, there's symptoms of some kind of prema there, but it's mixed in with awe and reverence and like affection with some reverence. This gets very, very, you get very close and very intimate. Yeah. So I just, some brief descriptions I've heard. Okay, go ahead, Tom, read.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Just read. Read. I want to say something.
Yeah. The most munificent, supreme personality of Godhead, known as Gauraj Krishna, distributed to everyone, even the lowest of men, his own confidential treasury in the form of the nectar of love of himself and the holy name.
This is what people don't understand. He distributed this even to the lowest men, his confidential treasury of love of God. And so this one devotee yesterday was saying, well, how can you preach love of Krishna without first preaching Varnashram Dharma? This is what they don't understand. They think you got to do that first. Or everybody. I mean, people are doing it, and that's okay. It's good. You came here, you were attracted to do that. Look, we had devotees for 25, 40 years. We're doing that. But, it's not like it's some requirement. It's just something that may prepare you and bring you to this place. It's all what is going to bring you here. If you were suffering on a machine for 30 years and that brought you here, this is fantastic. If you were suffering doing Vaidhi Bhakti, and there's some suffering, I mean, there's discipline and work, and you got a lot of these hypocritical, lying gurus and teachers telling you to do this and that, and they're all taking your money and all kinds of stuff and not giving you anything in return but a bunch of rules. It's suffering, man. You think it's not like they're really helping you out all the time. So everything is suffering to some extent, more or less. And then you come here and you start to feel the relief, because you start to see what the verses are teaching by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam. That's by hearing from a devotee empowered by the Transcendental Lord. Okay? By regular classes from somebody like that. Now you found not religion, not a hypocritical guru or teacher or spiritual leader or some kind of teacher, contaminated with this mode and that mode. No, an empowered devotee from the transcendental level of consciousness coming through and giving you the real Bhagavatam. See, now all those things in the verse start to take shape, by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam. and by service to the devotee. All that's troublesome to the heart is annihilated. See, now the real deal. This is real stuff, man. We ain't going to get more real than this, man. Bhagavatam is real, and so is this. All that's troublesome to the heart is taken out. And what happens to almost nil? And then this ecstatic devotion awakens. See, the Lord arises in the heart as a what? Irrevocable fact. Can you revoke the fact there, River? Is it irrevocable? See? It becomes like that. See? Now, that's why prayers come out of the mouth of a person is real. She's becoming a real devotee. She has real devotional experience, real experience of the Bhagavatam. She's a recipient of that mercy. See? That's why I preach like this. That's why I face off these delusional people that call me delusional, because I'm backed up, man. I got backing, man. You know, we're backed by the gold standard here. You notice? It's like that crypto that has no backing, it disappears, but it's backed by gold, man. It's got some substance. Where's your backing, man? Where's your backing, Mr. Guru Dave's out there? Where's your backing? I'm backed by Prabhupada's books and the realization of them. And I'll prove all these points. They're all right there, right before everybody's eyes. Very self-evident. I just stick with the self-evidence, man. Just keep pointing. Hey, man, get out of that speculation. Let's get back as it is. Get out of that speculation stuff. See? So the Lord distributed his confidential treasury, even to the lowest persons. That's what we do, man. That's how we roll around. I don't care. Anybody, whatever gets you here, you found the right home. You found home, man. You don't say, this is called causeless mercy. This is called this is called munificence and the magnificence of Lord Chaitanya's mercy. Anybody who comes here, you're not thrown back into the material world. Oh, you're not qualified. You didn't do a big course in Vaidhi Bhakti. Well, most of those doing that big course are still not qualified. Anybody who comes here and likes this preaching, likes these truths, likes this ecstasy, likes the results going on here, you're qualified. That's it. That's all the Lord's asking. That's this appreciation. Price is appreciation. Oh, is that too high to pray? Go ahead there. Just want to make that point.
This was never given to the people at any time before.
See, and that was never given. It was never given before. And that's why it dried up again after 550 years. It was given a little bit, but through Srinivas and Nartam and Shamananda. And then it less. Maybe Vishwanath Chakravarti gave it to some of his disciples in Narahari. And then it dried up for 300 years. See? Now it's being revived and given again. It wasn't given by Prabhupada. It wasn't given by Bhaktisiddhanta. It wasn't their thing to give. It wasn't time yet. But you see, the Parampara gave the order. Prabhupada gave the order. A lucid dream, 1996. Okay, it's time now. You got my books. That's why I was working on my book so much. That's why he prioritizes always his translator. Oh, he knew in the future these books would be used to destroy. I sometimes feel like that Vijaya. Yeah, where are these demons, man? I'm ready to eat them for breakfast. Remember that one this morning I read? Vijaya's like that. Yeah, bring them over, a loud voice too. I got that a little bit in there. You guys will get it too. Sometimes it's necessary. Somebody's got to protect Krishna, right? You got to have that little devotee side. Don't think all devotees are wimps. Ooh. The handshake, the wet noodle thing. No life in there. Oh, there's life here, man. All kinds of life. All kinds of varieties of mellows here, man. This is a mellow, man. It sounds so mellow, does it? But it's a mellow. It's like a sledgehammer mellow. Yeah. So yeah, never before. So anyway, we're reviving that never before. Now it's again. See, it was given then, and it's revived again. Even in the with the Christians, they have revivals. It goes dry, and the mundane, material, motivated religionists take over, and they start making money off of the, using everything for collection, just like they're doing in ISKCON. Same thing now. Now it's just the same revival of that. It means dead, dead, dead religion, man. You got these guys waiting for you to tithe and give money. They do that in Christianity. You got ministers like that. Hey, man, they look at you like dollar signs. You go another person, oh, coming, oh, another tither. That's all it's about. They don't know about mellow. See, that's why you're not so mellow, man. You're out there, just that's called religion. That's why you're abandoned. That we abandon it for tasting the ecstatic intimacy with God, and then all else is added. You don't even think about it. You just no. This is the thing. This is what God is for. I want this. I want intimacy with the Lord. Keep me rich, keep me poor. It doesn't matter. Let me taste these mellows forever. Okay? That's why rich person, poor person, come here. It doesn't matter. You don't have to change your position. You come here, you'll taste these mellows if that's what you want. You want real riches? That's this. What you see here, what you see the devotees getting and doing is real riches, real wealth, real treasure, beyond anything that the people can even understand. Man, it just cycle of birth and death broken. Just finished, man. No more of this stuff that you see here and having to be part of this routine, creation, maintenance, and annihilation bullshit going on in this illusion of this shadow of darkness. Who wants to live in darkness, man? It's like living. Can you imagine living in a cave in solitary confinement? You think these are your friends and everything? You're all your enemies in this world, and they're all dark, man. Anybody in Maya cannot help you, really, not well. How can a person in darkness come get you into the light? See? This is always the same preaching whenever salvation is back on the planet. The person gets you back into the light. Devotion. It opens your eye, devotional eye, love of God. His own confidential treasury, Lord Chaitanya distributed, which is love for himself, love for Krishna. Okay? And this is how it shows up. It looks like this. It looks like what you see here every day. Tasting his name and his pastimes and his qualities, to the point of tears and ecstasy and throbbing of the heart, all these wonderful spontaneous symptoms. You cannot imitate these things. Go ahead, Tom, read it.
This was never given to the people at any time before. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto him. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya. And all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued. Now hear, O Sanatana, about the result of devotional service. About the result of devotional service, which is love of Godhead, life's ultimate goal.
See, now here, Sanatan, everybody now is in the same position. Now here, everybody, the result of this kind of devotional service. See, the result of Vaidhi Bhakti is longer, okay, and that's fine. It's a start. But the result of this kind of devotional service under the protection and the tutelage, the education of a devotee that's spontaneously engaged in devotional service. The result of that being in that association, see, which you all have here now. See? The result of hearing about these things, Not only will you hear about them, you'll experience. They'll become real. See, you got to hear. They got to be spoken into existence. Otherwise, they don't exist in the awareness of people. They're in the book now, but the people don't. They need to be spoken. You got to be here. You got to be ready. You got to be ripe for this. You got to be ready to hear attentively with faith. And then you're like Sanatan. And then you're going to know these mellows. You're going to experience, you're going to relish and taste them. Yeah. So go ahead.
One who hears this description, one who hears this description will be enlightened in the transcendental mellows of devotional service.
So that's how it is. They're spoken into existence. When you're a disciple and you hear these things repeated, this is what the result that's going to happen. If you faithfully follow this path and you're like Sanatan, faith, he didn't lose faith in Lord Chaitanya in this path. Therefore, the result of this became devotional mellows. If that's in your heart, you really want that, you can have that. You hear it, just like you come here. That's why hearing is so important. Oh, Sanatan, please hear the result. So go ahead.
When affection for Krishna becomes deeper, one attains love of Godhead in devotional service. Such a position is called Staibhav.
See, affection. That's the whole point of sadhu sangha. That's the whole point of association here with these devotees who have, many of them have deep affection for Krishna. This is the only path, the only door to it is to be around devotees that have it. It's so rare. And when it becomes deeper, see, it ends up in this permanent, the mellows, permanent enjoyment of Krishna. Just spontaneously, it starts to awaken, and you can start to taste these glories, right, Tom? You're starting to taste these things now. You see, this is the way it develops. It turns into permanent enjoyment of the mellows. See? Permanent, forever. And the only thing that could stop you is if you don't mature enough and you do stupid things like Christina or somebody like that. It doesn't mature enough, or like Mina's and all that, and they get knocked off. Hopefully they'll get back on the horse in this life, but maybe not. But see, if you stick with it, it becomes it's permanent. Whatever you've made, those persons who've got what they got here, that it may be blocked for a while, but it's permanent. It's gonna revive in another lifetime, this one or another one. It'll revive because you never lose. There's no loss or diminution in this. See, that's the beauty of it. So if you can get even a little taste. People get knocked on their ass. I got knocked on my ass a few times, so it's not surprising. But then it gets so strong, man. Well, you're not going to leave it, man. That's what we're trying to get people to the point where you really get that this is real, and you don't listen to these delusional people calling you delusional. You think, oh, you delusional? What, this? Are you kidding? I think you're deluded, man. You face them off, and then they become converted down the road. They're just waiting for you not to believe their bullshit. Like the guy in the Matrix, that Neo. He finally found understood the game of the architect, or Maya, at the in that first Matrix, and he called him on it. See, and then he became equalized the playing field. You work by getting me to believe in you, believe in your bullshit, believe in your lies. See? So that's why a lot of devotees, when they're born from associated with spiritual master, this is the idea of in Mathura, there was Devaki and Vasudeva. This, if you look into the code, if you could read the code, if you're an architect, and the Lord has given this fool, this scumbag, the ability to understand the code, the matrix code. You think the Matrix is deep, man? This is the blockbuster, man. They should be paying this movie we're making billions of dollars, but they don't because they don't know. See, the code of that pastime is Devaki represents a devotee because devotee has a feminine thing because Krishna's our hero, right? So there's a feminine, and Vasudeva is Vasudeva, her husband. See, and from that meeting of the devotee and the Lord, Vasudeva, comes children. Wow, you think they're mundane children? Are you kidding? No, this is called disciples. This is the deeper understanding of this thing. There's nobody's ever explained this before like this. Okay? So those are the children, and comes of the worldly critical religionist saw the child coming, and he started to throw him, dash him to the ground. But some that came in that were strong from previous lives. See, like was it Durga and Balaram and Krishna. So Balaram came? No, he came in, or Krishna. So Krishna and then Durga. So they didn't get dashed to the ground. See, they survived. And so that's why some devotees don't survive that have a bona fide guru. I mean, that not at least not in this life. Seeds are there, planted, and in some lifetime, nothing goes in vain. But that's how Maya is very strong. That's why you got to stay close. You got to stay in what's it? Not Nityananda, but in Lord Ram's pastimes, Lakshman. See, he represents the guru. You draw the line, circle. Stay in that circle, and Sita, who represents this budding bhakti, will be protected. Don't go out of the circle. So that's how the bhakti is protected and starts to grow in that circle. That's the community. See, it grows in that community. It gets stronger and stronger and stronger. See, and then it will survive the onslaughts of Maya. It becomes like a solid building, and these winds and all that stuff come of Maya and can't knock it down anymore. See? So that's how this transcendental game goes. A game of liberating souls. It can happen in this lifetime. Somebody can make it all the way, all the way to solid, deep, permanent Staibhav, where it doesn't go because you're not knocked on your can, from this illusion and that illusion. Yeah. So go ahead there.
Such a position is called Staibhav, permanent enjoyment of the mellows of devotional service to Krishna.
You see, you notice people enjoy in this world, right? They're enjoying foods, they're enjoying that. But who can enjoy this? Who can enjoy the transcendental name of God in ecstasy? Who can enjoy that? That is the highest enjoyment. And that's why these Vaishnavas, when they say, oh, Gohar, he's not a real devotee. See, he's enjoying chanting Hare Krishan. We're not supposed to do that. It's sense gratification. You see how illusioned people are? Do you see that speculation? They don't know. They got to hear. They got to hear from a devotee and get their mind set straight. Their minds are warped by speculations. It warps their path and their direction. They're going wobbling around like this. No wonder it takes so doggone long to make it. One day with a guru, with faith in the guru's word, who's an experienced devotee, say, hey man, what are you talking about? It's supposed to, when you get the real mercy and you chant, and then you chant the holy name, you by that service is the highest enjoyment you can get, because the Lord is your meal. Serving the Lord is you're serving the Lord a meal, and He is the meal, just like He says, I'm the sacrifice in the world. The external Vaidhi sacrifice. I'm the butter. I'm all the ingredients. See, so He becomes the all and all. He's your ingredient. He's the partaker of the ingredient. This is the kind of intimacy you get here. These kind of realizations is unbelievable. This is how deep the rabbit hole is going. You become the transcendental sacrifice. The Lord is the fuel. The Lord is the object of sacrifice. The Lord is that taste in that sacrifice, the happiness of performing that sacrifice. That's Harinam, perfected Harinam, perfect Harinam. If you're not doing that and you've got some guru who can't do that, you're both blind, man. Both blind. Are you ready to get some sight? You ready to see things as they are? That's when you'll get the real guru. And you'll see, oh, this guy's experienced. Oh God, he's straightening my mind out. Yeah, he's plucking out all my bullshit thoughts and misconceptions and speculations I got from listening to people who haven't realized God. See? I've taken on board all of this baggage. Let me get rid of it. Let me get out of speculation and get down to the real path of relishing the name and the pastimes, like my Guru Dev does, like his real sincere disciples do. Let me be like that. Okay? That's what you'll get by staying here close. That's what you'll get by coming here regularly. You become strong and Maya won't knock you down. You know, the sirens out there in the form of your so-called friends and family members and societies and old Vaidhi bhaktas, that can't do much for you, if anything. They don't even like this. They're, in a sense, they're your enemy. Can you imagine you go around and hang out with people who are actually your enemy, and you wonder, why am I not advancing? Because if you speak your mind and you glorify your gurus transcendentally situated, and they say, you're delusional. You're hanging around people who think your own life and soul is delusional. No wonder people go slow here sometimes. These people, if you preach, you want to test if they're good association anybody is. Like I tested that guy yesterday. Oh, I just want to cooperate with you. Oh, let us do this together. And then I start preaching some real truth, and then immediately, oh, you're a delusion. You're crazy. You're insane. Oh, you want me to associate with a person who doesn't have faith in what is my life and soul? My life and soul are these realizations. My life and soul are what I see in these books and I preach. My life and soul is this ecstatic worship. And you want me to hang out with you? Are you kidding? I'm not interested in the least. I'd rather be alone with my Lord until some sincere people come along like you guys are. See? That's what was Prabhupada's mood. Oh, your godbrothers just want to cooperate with you. And he said, no, they don't. They just want to get in there because now I'm doing something and empowered, and they want to come in and take over. See? Not a clean heart, and they all have big titles, acharyas. I'm not impressed by titles. I want to see the heart. Let's see how clean your heart is, man. Let's see if you really like this Satchidananda that's manifest on this planet, again, openly to the public. Anybody who accepts this, you could be the lowest of men, and you're going to very quickly get this prema bhakti. You're going to get these devotional tastes. Look at Tom. He's even getting it now. He's getting his voices cracking up when he's chanting these verses sometimes. If he just sticks it out and then not waylaid by all this bullshit out there, it'll just increase more and more forever. If he's good with that, Krishna will be good with giving him the whole kingdom of God. And that goes for everybody else out there. Isn't that amazing how the mood changes here? It's like a mood ring, Usually mood changes. Yeah. Go ahead, read on.
When devotional service is executed on the transcendental platform of pure goodness, it is like a sun ray of love for Krishna.
See, it's a ray. It's like you're that ray of love for Krishna that nobody sees. Everybody's in the dark. See? Everybody's a ray of darkness, man, in this world. They're all connecting with the dark form of the world, and they reflect that darkness. There's no ray of sun in the world. See, you need the sun of the sun. The ray of the sun. See, that's a devotee, a ray of. See, and how do you know it's a ray of the true ray, the true light in this world? Oh, it's a ray of love for Krishna. The person chants Hare Krishna, you see ecstasy. You see the permanent enjoyment, the sthai bhav, permanent enjoyment of the ecstatic mellows of devotion to Krishna. This is how we prove this is the real deal. You don't do this every day for 365 days a year and show that there's something impermanent here. Yeah, this is impermanent enjoyment of the mellows of devotional service, pure devotional service. Gee, just as the book confirms. See, confirmed. Book confirms. You devotees confirming. It's like in crypto, they have confirmations. Oh yeah, this person made the transaction they do it about 20 times. Oh yeah, this is confirmed in this transaction and in this transaction. At least 4 transactions. See, confirm it, then okay, it's a real transaction. See, that's what we're doing here. We're getting, it's confirmed in Guru. Okay, well, not quite enough. We need to see more confirmations. Oh, it's confirmed in the book. Well, I don't know. Okay, book and is there any monarch? Okay, it's in the witnesses now. Okay, that's why this is you cannot trump this. No way. Not that's why Prabhupada had people read his books for they can deny this only so long. There's a certain point it breaks through. Because this truth is real. And everything else is a flimsy thing, man. The only thing that's holding that together, their scenario, their ideas, their speculations in the world, all of it is numbers. Numbers, well, we got the numbers who believe in the lie, so therefore it's true. No, it doesn't work that way. Not really, yeah. Doesn't matter. Fewer numbers, larger numbers. If it's a lie, it's a friggin' lie. If it's true, even if one person knows it, it's true. And eventually, if it's like Sudama, he was in a kingdom of liars, liars leading liars. Okay? They believed in the lie that Pundraka was Krishna. All but one person, Sudama. Can you imagine? In a kingdom of millions. This is this world. This is the universe. This is how rare it is to find a Sudama who knows Krishna in truth. Or any devotee even now who knows Krishna in truth. And they said, he's not the real, you're delusional, all that same bullshit that even the religionists do who don't know Krishna really. They don't know who they worship. So now I said, no, he's not the real Krishna. That's why I say, no, they're not the real gurus, man. They don't represent it, no. But there's so many people who believe it. I don't care how many people believe it. I know the pastimes. I used the pastimes to defeat everything. I used the witnesses to prove all these points here. I don't need numbers of people in illusion. The pastime itself overturns that. There are millions of people in Pundraka's kingdom. There are millions of people in Maya's kingdom right here. This is Maya's kingdom, man. This is Maya's kingdom. I don't care how many millions there are. I don't know, millions. And part of that is Vaidhi Bhakti. Part of that are these ISKCONs and Gaudiya Mas and Sami. There's still some of that in them. Don't think that they've arrived. They haven't proved they've arrived. We prove it every day. We've arrived at the destination and bring people to the destination. And then I've never proved any of that yet. So I'm not impressed with titles or numbers or followers or finally silk dhotis and gold watches, Rolexes, and gold. You ever see some of these religionists? They have lots of gold rings. The Brahmins are really good at that. You see my silk gold watch. See, I'm definitely bona fide because you see I'm wealthy. Oh yeah? Where's the wealth to a devotee is, hey, where's the love for Krishna, man? Where's the relish and the taste of loving God's name? Where's that's wealth, man? Go ahead, Tom. Read on.
At such a time, devotional service causes the heart to be softened by various tastes, and one is then situated in bhav. At such a time, devotional service causes the heart to be softened by various tastes, and one is then situated in bhav.
Yeah, and this is the this is called spontaneous devotional service. And when you get the mercy, that's what happens. You just engage in devotional service, and your heart just is softened by various tastes, by the mercy of the Lord and the Lord's devotees, by that association and that grace and that mercy. You cannot attain this on your own with your big cave dwelling stuff, your big austerities and doing perfect sadhanas and, all your show. That's all a show. No, it's simply a gift of the Lord's grace through his real associates now, who are ordered to give this here now. This is it. This is why none of them, they'll all die dry. They'll die on the level of Vaidhi. Maybe they get a little taste or something, unless they get this mercy here. Because we're here this is our thing. And anybody else's thing, if they've got the mercy, they got this mercy, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anybody doing that. They're all teaching rules, regulations, austerities, all in the name of Raganuga Bhakti. Yeah, and many of them are their illustrious gurus are claiming to be Raganuga Bhaktas, but we don't see any spontaneous devotees, but we don't see any spontaneous devotion. Oh well, we hide it, and then you don't see any transmission because the disciples, oh well, they hide it too. Therefore, where is it? Where is it being in existence? We don't even know it exists. It's just somewhere in unawareness. It's not into anybody's awareness. It's not in this world. See? So I don't, I wouldn't believe that. All that is usually speculation that they've got it and they hold it back. They don't even know what it is. Even if we give it to them and say, okay, you know what it is, and you're holding it back because it's too confidential, but nobody gets it. Nobody knows what it is. Then all you can do is you can preach rules and regulations and try to get people to follow them, and then they but no devotion is ever preached or shown or anything, and you take it to your grave. Is that? I'd say if I give you that. But when I was in the Narayan Raj group, I was told by the disciples, they had so many people come, and most of them left. They all, they came and they all left. It was too hard. Just austerity after austerity after, this like after a while it's like, and even when I was there, people left that were with him for a long time. They just lost faith, because it's just, just work, austerities. There's a point where it's like you're worn out. See, here the gift is so wonderful that you feel revitalized every day. See, it's not like, well, we're doing austerities and eating this unspiced khichdi every day, no taste, not much, or just a little. Well, you got to get over stuff and you got to rise up. Here, it's a revitalize. That's why sadhu sangha is so important. It revitalizes us. It gives us vitality again. See, and to go on, to go deeper. The encouragement. See, it's necessary. Go ahead, Tom. Read on.
Bhav, emotion, has two different symptoms: constitutional and marginal. Now, my dear Sanatana, listen to the symptoms of love. When that bhav softens the heart completely, becomes endowed with a great feeling of possessiveness in relation to the Lord, and becomes very much condensed and intensified, it is called prema, love of Godhead.
See,
By learning
possession. Isn't that nice? It's a wonderful, wonderful quality. Is this possession? Just like with people with money. This is my money. Or this is a good one. This is my wife. This is my son. See, possession. See, so oh, great! It's great. You're in possession of your wife's body or son's body, and then they grow up and then they leave you, or they die and they leave you. See, the possession is temporary here. See, but that's the Maya, because we need to have some possessions. Otherwise, nobody wants to be poor, right? So the Maya makes you think that, and people respect that. They give honor, and oh, Bill Gates, he's so wealthy, he's so great, and that. See, you glorify people that their possession that they treasure is money and profits. See, or sons or daughters. Oh, my wealth is my son. Okay? So prema is you become attached to Krishna by his name, by way of his name. Okay? You start to possess that transcendental Lord, and you feel it, and you talk about it as your possession. You show that this is your possession. You call out to your son, oh my Lord, oh my Father, oh my dear beloved. See? This you possess the Lord. That's called why it's staibhav. It's permanent enjoyment and mellows. Lord, you've claimed the Lord, and the Lord has claimed you. It's a recipient. Oh yes, okay, you're reclaimed. That's what we're doing. We're working on having people, the Lord reclaiming them back into that existence, eternal staibhav, and enjoyment of the relationship between themselves, their soul, and God. That's our work. It's big stuff, big mission. Man. It's not insignificant. Go ahead.
When one develops an unflinching sense of ownership or possessiveness in relation to Lord Vishnu, or in other words, when one thinks Vishnu and no one else to be the only object of love, such an awakening is called bhakti, devotion, by exalted persons like Bhishma, Prahlad, Uddhava, and Narada.
Yeah, see, Krishna is a form, but it's a transcendental form. See, it's a transcendental object. And when you really get attached to that Lord, then your illusion disappears about this Maya. You're the real form. You're reality. You transcend illusion. See, now you found the real form of God that's eternal. Right? It becomes your prized possession. The holy name becomes your prized possession. See? And you want to possess it more and more and more and more. Like a greedy person wants to possess more money. You want to possess Krishna more. That's why you're always inspired, always ever fresh, because that's its nature. This bhakti is amazing. This is the real treasure. This is the greatest thing. This is what you can get here. You want the real God, the transcendental Lord, man. You want to taste his name in ecstasy. You want staibhav. You want the permanent enjoyment and mellows. Well, that's what we do. That's how we roll here. That's the only really good thing that you're going to get here. And it's transcendental. It's spiritual. And it's eternal. It's immortal. You're free. You'll be free. You'll be jumping up and down in gratefulness to finally be free of this illusion. Go ahead.
If by good fortune a living entity develops faith in Krishna, he begins to associate with devotees.
See, now there's two levels of this. You may develop faith because you read Prabhupada's books and people distribute them. You're developing faith in a real devotee, right? But then you got the association of Vaidhi Bhakti. This is practical. They don't know Prabhupada and Krishna that well, you know. They're just kind of in their process. See? So read that sentence again. I kind of lost where I was going with this.
If by good
Oh,
fortune,
associating. Yeah. Okay. So somehow or other, you get Prabhupada's books, you meet some devotees, you start to develop faith in Krishna. So one level is you're around your devotee peers and friends, and some are acting as gurus and your leaders, and you believe in them, and they have their speculations. Yeah, we worship us as guru and pray to us, and we'll get you back to Godhead. See, but that doesn't quite work. You got to realize, oh, there's something not right here. See, okay, but now when you really get faith, you'll develop faith in a real spiritual master. That's all practice, and it doesn't work. But real, when it fructifies, your whatever it is you're doing, whether you did that or not, you come here and you develop faith in Krishna. See, and then you associate with devotees who know Krishna more deeply. See, that's now you're going to start to grow. Now you're on the real path. See, you get solid footing now if you just keep your feet there. Keep going.
if by good fortune a living entity develops faith in Krishna, he begins to associate with devotees.
And that now at this preaching level, because this is postgraduate, that means real devotees with real devotion. And by only by great fortune will you do that. And you can see in the world how it is. People don't have that much fortune, do they? They don't just come here, do they? We can't even get Vaidhi Bhaktis usually just to come here. They don't have faith. They don't have faith in this. See? But if by some good fortune, by some special grace of Krishna, you do, say like Amy, she just coming out of, and has faith in what we're doing. See, faith in Krishna, faith in and she associates with devotees, even by this way. Look, you could see there's changes, transformation, spiritual growth in that. So if she and everybody else is like that, stays and it cultivates, it'll grow into a huge tree, into permanent. You start tasting the mellows in these verses. You get very deeply attracted to Krishna. Krishna will be your prized possession, and to him you're his prized possession. Okay? So you win the prize of all prizes. That's what you're going to get here. That fantastic here. If by good faith, by good fortune, you develop faith in this preaching, this specific preaching here, amongst all this other difficult preaching, all this stuff and big long roads of speculations and crocodiles of various theories and speculations in Vaishnavism, who don't know the path we're teaching here so clearly. Hey, if you're not deviated by that, this will become solid and you'll possess the Lord and he'll possess you. Okay? And then you'll be able to chant the holy name in ever increasing ecstasy and transcendental auspiciousness forever, like you see devotees doing here. Go ahead there, Tom.
When one is encouraged in devotional service by the association of devotees, one becomes free from all unwanted contamination by following.
See, encouraged. See, yeah, read it by following what?
Yeah, from all unwanted contamination by following the regulative principles and chanting and hearing.
Yeah, you see, regulative principles of chanting and hearing and whatever you can do. naturally, because some people will, if you tell people, okay, now you got to follow all the rules and regulations, you can't eat this, you can't do this, you can't, you have to do it this way, and then you can chant. Okay, well, that's what Prabhupada did. That's that path of Vaidhi Bhakti. But doing that here is not really necessary because it's all about taste. It's just stick around, however you can do it. If you start taking drugs, like some people, they do drugs here and then they leave. You notice? And it's very hard for them to come back because they get too many drugs in them. Some, are getting off and they're coming, like Tupe's coming and coming. But some, if you get too much into the drugs, and that means you have to dry out. If you really want this, you have to stop doing that stuff because it's taking you away from this. But if you're a normal person, you eat what you need. You do what you do. I don't care if you eat fish or something. Okay, if that's what you need, so what? The main thing is, are you coming here? Are you hearing here? Are you getting purified? Do you start to taste these mellows? See, that the Lord ain't waiting for you to follow some strict course in Vaidhi Bhakti. The main thing is you've washed up on the shore of real devotional service and real devotees, and you have faith to stay here. A lot of people, they come here, or they wash up on the shore, and then they fall back in the ocean because they don't have faith. What's going on here? And you do. That's why I'm not strict with these excessive rules and all that stuff, because the main thing is just to keep people here and hearing whatever we can do, that people will stay in sadhu sangha and be encouraged by devotee association and by engaging in hearing and chanting. See, all this will develop, and anything that's not good for you and will just drop appropriately, so like molting the skin. See, so when one is encouraged, like isn't this why we have a sangha here? This is Krishna's grace to give us a sangha. This is why anybody who wants to advance quickly to the level of Sthai Bhav, you can do it here very easily. Everything is here to do that. All the tools you need are here to do that, and not just anywhere else. Go ahead, read on.
Text 11. When one is freed from all unwanted contamination, he advances with firm faith. When firm faith in devotional service awakens, a taste for hearing and chanting also awakens.
So that kind of answers Freddie's question. Read that first part of the sentence again.
When one is freed from all unwanted contamination,
no.
he advances.
Oh yeah. When one is freed, yeah. Okay, so that's the path of sadhana siddha. You're trying to get free of that's what like Narayan Raj was teaching. That's what most gurus teach. When one is freed from all contamination. So to get to the taste stage, you have to get freed from all material contamination by your sadhana, by your chanting, because their chanting doesn't seem to be able to do it. See? But the chanting of an empowered devotee and teaching confidential principles will do it. See, so you'll become more free from contamination, because the Lord doesn't wait now to give you the taste. He starts to give you the taste, and then you just cultivate the taste, tasting your way to dropping these contaminations. Otherwise, very hard, very long path, man. I've seen it. Just look at the devotees and devotees. Look how long they're snailing along very slowly. And it's questionable if a lot of them are even getting purified, because they're just kind of materialistic, and they do. Yeah. And even if they do, okay, but it's still a longer path. Yeah, because the devotees come here, you get attracted to the confidential topics of Krishna, which are Krishna. He's the confidential purport. And if you like that, if you don't come and say, oh, Gohari, you're teaching these things, you're delusional. See, they don't have faith. So that he considers himself a guru, a acharya. He even used Prabhupada's letter, where he says to justify his position of being a non-liberated acharya. I put that up on the thing. I said, yeah, okay. So anybody, you want a non-liberated acharya, go to him. You want a liberated acharya, come here. We're liberated in this. We teach this. So you have your choice now. You can continue to go to these non-liberated acharyas, because Prabhupada put in a thing because he knows, there's so few people that are going to be qualified. Or I said, well, if you're just strictly following the rules and regulations, you could be an acharya, but not really an acharya. You're just trying to hang on, but that's to meet a real acharya someday, a real acharya of devotion, and pull you into this taste level. Otherwise, a long process. So you see, that's what they're doing now, basically. Well, you see, Prabhupada put in a letter to Janardanan that you could be a non-liberated acharya. So there we are. We're non-liberated, but worship us, man. Oh, Gurudev, deliver me. He's a non-liberated acharya. How can he liberate you? He's not liberated himself yet. You see the point? You don't see the logic of that. But anyway, that's why we're here. Because ideally, you should have a liberated acharya, a liberated spiritual master, right? Ideally. So the ideal is here. Why? Because we see it all works. It's all confirmed. We have enough confirmations. The Lord is actually empowering this scumbag here. It's actually a fact. I believe it myself. Yeah, I'm convinced, man. I see it's confirmed in the book. It's confirmed in my feelings, my experience, my understanding. It's confirmed in you guys because you're getting the result of hearing, just like Sanatan did. Okay? Checks and balances. Okay?
After the taste is awakened, a deep
sorry about that, but it's just the way it goes. Is there some purification following the regulative path? Okay. The purification really is that gets you here. All these things are leading to come here. You don't be fooled to think, well, is there some purification, and where's it getting you? If it doesn't get you here, so what? What kind of purification is it? What are you going to feel? You can get some ras off austerities, but ultimately it should get you to the devotee so you can be delivered. You can be awakened. You can be born again. Otherwise, what is it? It's so weak. And it's just like so many other paths. Weak. It's like, what kind of purification? If it gets you here, we'll call it purifying. If it doesn't, well, it's, Yeah. Go ahead there. Read on.
So when that ecstatic, when after taste is awakened, a deep attachment arises, and from that attachment, the seed of love for Krishna grows in the heart.
That's the stage we get people very quickly to here. Okay, look at this. Looking at this guy, just using these groups for a perspective. You need perspective. Look at them. How long they're trying to get this taste that's awakened in you, that was awakened in some devotees here in a week. In a week. And then it just grows more and more baggage is just dumped over you just throw it over the ship. You're on this ship and you just throw, this baggage, just throw it over the side, man, put it in the water. dump it, dump this, dump that. Yeah. Go ahead there, Tom.
When that ecstatic emotional stage intensifies, it is called love of Godhead.
You see,
Such love,
ecstatic emotional stage. People, they see emotions, they want to run away from this. Ecstatic emotional stage, man. The Lord has feelings. They're transcendental feelings. Okay? People in humans have material feelings. It's like the difference between iron and gold. Do you want to live your life and die with iron like material feelings? That's what most people do. Or do you want those feelings transformed into spiritual emotions and divine Ras? Well, that's what we do here. Ecstatic relish of Krishna's transcendental form is emotional. See, feelings, but they're not like of the world. The tears of devotees are not like people crying because they're sad and feeling that iron like material ras of sadness of losing some material object in this world. Oh, I'm really sad. Or they're losing their false ego. That's what happens here. You come here, and when you start losing your false ego, it's like a death. Oh, I'm really sad today. I'm sad. Well, your false ego's dying. So it's great. Feel, after a while, it'll be gone. No more of that material sadness. I love emotions. Emotions love me. Yeah. Well, you still, Mayavati, you still, the mixed in with, you just, you'll see. Just stick around. You'll see the difference gradually. See, if you still experience material sadness and material jubilations and stuff like that, that's still human. We're capable. See, we have equipment in these temples. These are bodily temples. See, to commune with the Lord who's transcendental, to all material. So he has different kinds of feelings. They're feelings, but they're purified state. See, and they're wonderful. This is our eternal heritage. This is our inheritance now coming. This is where it's all going. We're actually very rich, but we got it. The Lord is our riches. All riches come from Him, spiritual and material. Okay, go ahead, Tom.
such love is life's ultimate goal and the reservoir of all pleasure. Such love
Yeah,
is
you see, life's ultimate goal and the reservoir of all pleasure. That's our sangha, man. This is we're working on life's ultimate goal and life's ultimate pleasure, ultimate happiness. It's all here. Okay? That's our agenda. That's our goal. That's our mission. That's our path. Oh.
in the
Everybody
beginning
take a
there
deep
must be
breath.
faith.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In the beginning there must be faith. Then one becomes interested in associating with pure devotees. Thereafter, one is initiated by the spiritual master and executes the regulative principles under his orders.
Okay, so
Thus,
you have two levels here again. So you have those who are developing faith in Vaidhi and the rules and regulations. We have lots of that. Most are like that, you know. And then you execute the order under a devotee. Usually they're not liberated. They're not liberated acharyas, So and so there's speculation there. So that's that. But ultimately, you meet a real devotee, a pure devotee. Okay? And then like Prabhupada, and he's observing the situation. He works according to time, place, and circumstance. His books weren't out, and nobody knows about Krishna, and he's dealing with a lot of hippies taking drugs all the time. So he looks over, surveys the situation. Okay, they need to dry out. We'll give them the path of Vaidhi here. I'll just teach them that. I'll spend my time writing the books, and in the future, Krishna will send somebody to go the next stage. That's us. We're not just continuing, okay, let's just survey the situation, and people are actually ready. Some are ready for this, what we're teaching, but we'll just give them all rules and regulations anyway. Okay? Some are ready for this. That's why we have a Sangha, growing Sangha here. We got, even right now, we got 10 people watching. That's something. That's a lot. 10 people interested in what we're doing and looking at it and trying to understand this. This is the deepest subject in this whole universe. Great philosophers can't understand what we're talking about here. They have to have the special mercy. They can't even have faith in what we're doing here. They have to have the special mercy of the Lord. Jesus said, I come here to teach those who are taught by God. That's the same thing here. I'm here to teach those who are taught by God in your heart. God in your heart says, come here, listen here. This is the place for you. See? And he wouldn't say that unless you are ready for this to some extent. He wants to give you some experience of
it. Thus, one is freed from all unwanted habits and becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. Thereafter, one develops taste and attachment. This is the way of sadhana bhakti, the execution.
See, the way of sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi bhakti. It's a long process, my friends. But that wasn't the way of Lord Chaitanya. He would just give this taste to the devotees, give them the taste for the name, or get them purified enough so that they would get there. Some had to undergo purification. Some had a big false ego. Look at that Vallabhavata. He was proud, and everything. He was an aristocratic Brahmin, and still he left. He left to do he became the Mahaprabhu. See? He wanted to be the big teacher. Well, he got his wish, looks like. I read his stuff and I didn't like it. It's like, ooh. My heart said, ooh, don't read anymore. That means my Lord doesn't like it. That's what I got from doing this path. My Lord protects me from things. Yeah. But you see, there are all kinds of persons on various platforms. Some can't just take this. Yeah, and so they want to go this way. They want to be in their hearts. And many of them want to imitate the teacher. They want to imitate God. They want to imitate gurus. They have it in their heart. They want importance. See, this is human. In the inside, we want importance. We want to be important. It's a human condition. There's nothing. It's just natural, nature. See? We want wealth. We want different human needs. See, but this is another level of consciousness. It's a miracle we're doing what we're doing. So anyway, just keep doing it. No good reading. What is this? No good. See, yeah. You know why, Leroy? It's no good reading because you don't listen. You're yawning. You're always talking. You can go look at talk. You don't listen. You don't know how to listen attentively, my friend. That's why. I see every time you come here, you're never listening. You're always writing, right, talking. You never listen to these amazing things. Probably because you don't have faith in it. There he is.
If Leroy came early to class, he would have heard some very nice reading.
Well, this is very nice reading too. I mean, I don't understand. You don't understand how important this is. Everybody just wants all these high, lofty things, and but they won't. They still don't have faith because they need to hear the Siddhanta explained by experienced devotees. But those who listen closely will appreciate. Yeah. Nice reading, but bad reading. I don't know. I ate today. I'm listening. Da, 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 da. He said bad reading. Okay. Anyway,
It is bad
you know,
for his
actually,
false ego.
yeah. I think that's enough anyway because I need to kind of rest a little bit. 7 o'clock already. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Yeah. Yeah. Take care. Hare Krishna.